I have a story of when my credit score jumped up 100 points in 1 month. And no, I didn't sell a kidney or marry a banker. I finally did something I swore I'd never do. I hired a credit repair agency. And guess what? It actually worked.
Wow.
I know. I was skeptical too. I've always been the DIY everything save the service fee type. But after seeing how fast my score went from "we'll think about it" to pre-approved, I realized something. Sometimes outsourcing your financial stress is the best investment you can make. Look, I'm a mom, an entrepreneur, and a chronic multitasker. I can design a kitchen renovation in my sleep, but sitting on hold with a credit bureau? That's my personal version of hell.
That's a no for me.
I'd been trying to fix my credit myself for months, disputing items, checking reports, Googling terms like hard inquiry versus soft pull, like I was studying for the SATs, and then one night, while scrolling TikTok in my robe, eating pretzels, I saw this credit repair agency ad that said, "We'll increase your score while you sleep." I laughed. Then I thought, maybe I should let someone else do the paperwork for once. Within 48 hours, they sent me a detailed credit audit, basically a report card of all the ways my financial past was still haunting me. Old collections that had already been paid, duplicate accounts, a medical bill that wasn't even mine. They started filing disputes and verifications on my behalf with all three bureaus, and they kept me updated every week. Honestly, it felt like having a personal trainer for my credit score, except instead of making me do burpees, they were deleting 7-year-old mistakes that shouldn't have been there in the first place. 3 weeks in, I get a notification. Your experience score has increased by 54 points. I thought it was a glitch. Then another update. Equifax plus 38. TransUnion plus 47. Altogether, 139 points. My jaw actually dropped. I went from barely qualified to hello, lower interest rates. I wasn't rich overnight, but I was finally creditworthy enough to feel rich. It's wild how a few deleted errors can make the system suddenly treat you like royalty. Here's what I learned from watching the pros work. The first step to fixing your credit is knowing exactly what's broken. Go to annualcreditreport.com, it's free. Download reports from all three bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and then highlight everything that looks suspicious. Duplicate accounts, old collections, balances that don't match your actual debt. The credit repair team literally cross-referenced every account against my bank statements. They found 4 that were inaccurate. 4! That's like finding out you've been tipping 25% on takeout for a year.
Bruh.
Always start with the audit, even if you're doing it yourself. This is where the magic happens. And also where I realized why credit repair services exist. They know the language that the bureaus actually listen to. It's not, "Hey, this looks wrong." It's, "Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 609, I request validation of this item." See? Instant power shift. They sent formal dispute letters for every incorrect record, and the bureaus legally had 30 days to respond. Some accounts disappeared completely, others got updated with correct balances. And here's the thing, you can do this yourself, but unless you love spreadsheets and snail mail, sometimes it's worth hiring the nerds who do this full-time. Once the bad stuff was cleared, they focused on rebuilding because empty credit reports aren't healthy either. They suggested adding a credit builder loan. I used Self for $25 per month, a rent reporting service to show payment history, and becoming an authorized user account from a family member with a good score. Within a month, I had active positive data reporting, proof that I was managing money responsibly now. It wasn't about deleting my past, it was about designing a better financial story moving forward. The whole process cost about $100 a month, which sounds like a lot, until I realized what I got back. My interest rate on a car loan dropped 2%. That alone saved me thousands over time, and honestly, I saved hours of frustration, phone calls, and emotional energy that I could spend on my kids or flipping homes. Sometimes the price of convenience is actually the price of peace. If someone can fix in 3 weeks what would take you 6 months, That's a deal, not a debt. Tiny warning here. Not every credit repair company is legit. The red flags? They ask for full payment up front. They promise overnight score jumps. They tell you to dispute everything, even the true stuff. Real agencies follow the law. They review, verify, and communicate. Mine didn't delete accurate items, they just cleaned up the clutter. If they can't explain what they're doing, they're not repairing credit. They're gambling with it. When my score jumped 100 plus points, I didn't feel lucky. I felt lighter. Because I realized credit isn't just a number, it's your ability to breathe easier. And sometimes buying back your time and peace of mind is worth every penny. I'll still DIY plenty of things, paint walls, fix a drawer knob, build spreadsheets, but fixing my credit, I'm happy to let the pros do it while I focus on designing wealth elsewhere. So if your credit score feels stuck, start with the audit, fix what's false, and build what's true. Whether you do it yourself or hire help, the goal's the same: freedom, flexibility, and a future where your credit opens doors instead of closing them. I'm Luna, your personal wealth designer. Wealth isn't built overnight, but it can be designed every day. Bye, my dear Lunatics. See you at the next one.